and how they are now modified again against the current system. The Trump administration has delivered a jolt to the H-1B visa program in its current shape. Now, under the proposed system, higher paid workers would be favored, while the current system relies on a purely random lottery. Now, under the proposed H-1B system, applicants with higher wages would see increased chances of securing a visa. Currently, wages have no impact on the lottery-based selection process. The proposed H-1B system would favor highly skilled graduates, while the current system tends to benefit early career professionals. The H-1B lottery overhaul is also expected to have significant implications on Bharat. Tougher qualifications for H-1B visas, which mean only highly paid and experienced professionals are likely to be favored, while entry and mid-level workers could face challenges. Young engineers and IT graduates may lose out, and overall opportunities for Bharatiya professionals are expected to sharply decrease. Now, amidst this entire chaos, Union Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal has highlighted Bharat's global talent and innovation, saying Bharat Solutions is helping US corporations in growth and research with a vibrant startup ecosystem rapidly expanding. Listen.
We also provide huge amount of talent and innovation for which Indian engineers and Indian graduates are famous. That also provides us an opportunity to provide solutions for corporations across the world, including in the US, to support their growth plans, to support their plans to focus on new research and development, new ideas. The startup ecosystem in India is very vibrant.
But is the US going the global way with visa selection? Many nations already use points-based systems. In the UK, 70 points are needed with 50 mandatory and 20 tradable. Australia factors age, English skills and education. Canada uses a comprehensive ranking in its express entry pool, while New Zealand requires at least 6 points. Singapore applies a point system to ensure eligibility and diversity. Germany's opportunity card for non-EU job seekers also needs about 6 points. And South Africa requires 100 points for critical skills or general work visas. Now, as the United States tightens its H-1B visa program, Germany is seizing the moment to court Indian talent. German ambassador to Bharat, Dr. Philip Ackerman, extended an open invitation to skilled Bharatiya workers, pitching Europe's largest economy as a stable and rewarding alternative to the US.
The average Indian working in Germany earns more than the average German working in Germany. And that's pretty good news. Because a high salary means that Indians are contributing big time to our society and our welfare. Our migration policy works a bit like a German car. It's reliable, it is modern, it is predictable.
Now, almost every day, these changes reshape who gets the chance to work in the US of A or who gets to pursue or chase that so-called American dream. The question is, will this move actually choke opportunities for many or cleanse the program? That's one part. But will this choke the American dream and the growth story itself? Is Trump actually not just hurling the axe on his own foot or the American foot, but is he hurling America onto the axe? That's the whole thing. Will it choke or cleanse the dreams, the US dream itself of growing and trying to create more jobs for themselves? There are a lot of angles and aspects to it. Let's go across to Ambassador Deepak Vora, former diplomat, General D.P. Pandey with us, security analyst, Aditya Pitti, author, and Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, political commentator, scientist. My namaste and Jai Hind. Viewers, at the outset, I'd like to say, for me, I'm happy in my own country because we know this country is safe. We can figure out whatever is the thing. We have a livelihood and we will survive in this country, will take care of us. But those who want to chase an American dream, those who have pursued higher studies and who have been, it's been drilled into by their parents कि तुमको US जाना है, पढ़ो लिखो और भागो, देश छोड़ो, भागो US जाओ, वहाँ पर dream है, chase करो. Ambassador Deepak Vora, what happens to such people?
Well, thank you very much. As always, a great honor, a great pleasure to be with you on your amazing show. And as usual, my complaint, you get the best people and you have this one poor ambassador sitting there with all these intellectuals. Nevertheless, thank you. First of all, do you know why it's called the H-1B visa? I was just verifying this. It's because it was under section 101, bracket 15, bracket H, bracket 1 of the Immigration and Nationalization Act of 1990. Hence it's called H1. Then became H-1B, etc. H-1A, H-1B. What happens? Sir, let me be very honest with you. Two things. Yesterday, the day before, I was at a wonderful university called Amrita University Hospital outside the nation's capital, Faridabad. There's a nursing college there. They've increased their intake because many of the nurses, and listen to this, I related to what the German ambassador said, are learning German because they've been offered appointment in Germany. Other places, they are looking to go to Japan and Israel, we all know about it, and Indian nurses are famous throughout the world. So there will be alternatives. They can't go to the US. There are many, many people wanting to go there. Not too long ago, British Prime Minister, I think his name was Boris Johnson, funny looking character. He had said, I'm introducing some immigration policies that will attract the best talent to the United Kingdom like filings to a magnet. It didn't succeed very much, but nevertheless, that was the intention. So in my own case, when I was a kid, when I was your age, I'm now 74, America was a dream, sir. America was the dream destination. From my own family, so many people went, not because they were persecuted here, but because they had better economic opportunities. Everybody who left this country to go to the US was an economic migrant. He was not running away from persecution. And then I would quote what Lee Kuan Yew, from whom I learned so much, had said, the former Prime Minister of Singapore, that China, for example, he was talking about China, will never be able to catch up with the United States. The US attracts the best talent in the world and combines it in creative ways. China looks at uniformity, so it's never going to be at the same level as the US. This is what he had said. So people today, for them, Mr. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, for whatever reason, in MAGA, WAGA, whatever, he's trying to convert this dream into a nightmare. That, I think, seems to be happening.
No, but the volte-face that they've done, from what Lutnick said earlier on, where he said that past and present and renewals and all of that, to new H-1B visas ambassadors have, to now this saying that, oh, we are trying to, doctors are already exempt, highly skilled medical professionals are exempt, because the MAGA base itself would have sent the alarm bells ringing, saying that your healthcare is already struggling. 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 doctors are from Bharat. Top skilled surgeons are from Bharat. So if you stop their H-1B visas, who's going to shoulder the medical care? And you know, South Asia, along with Bharat, Philippines and all of these countries are big contributors there. So then the rethink happens. Now they're saying, oh, we will keep the 85,000, but we'll get only highly skilled workers. How are you going to get 85,000 highly skilled workers? You put that number at 85,000 because there's a requirement, right? So is this really going to work?
I think you've hit the nail on the head. No, it's not. It's not, because as America's healthcare system seeks to revive itself, it's collapsing. We all know what happened to Obamacare, this care, that care. As it seeks to reinvent, rejuvenate itself, they need foreign workers. There's no question, and the biggest source of foreign workers, as far as the medical profession is concerned, look at the number of medical colleges we have, is Bharat, sir. Sir, our doctors are the best in the universe. I would rather trust an Indian doctor than anybody else. The time is gone. वो अमेरिका जाते थे ट्रीटमेंट के लिए, we go to England for whatever dialysis and so on. Now it's all Bharat. You know, last year we issued 1.8 million, sir, medical visas. This year will probably be more. People coming from all across the world to be treated in India because our doctors are the best. So I think the MAGA fellows also understand that their health system, which affects everybody directly, impacts everybody directly, will be in deep trouble without Indian workers. So I think President Trump is modifying his initial firmness. Lottery ko hata diya, fair enough, we can live with that. But the reality is they need the best doctors in the world. And sir, I say with considerable pride, the best doctors are Indian, sir.
Correct, but if they need highly skilled workers, Aditya Piti, and they're at high levels of salaries, then why will they pay $100,000? Why will those employers want to pay $100,000? So then that $100,000 will have to go. The other thing is the smart people will do nearshoring. There is Mexico, there is Canada, and there is this TN visa under the old NAFTA rules, where if you are a US citizen, you're a Mexico citizen, you're a Canadian citizen, if you are working there You can drive into the US and you can ply your wares there. And there's no time limit to that under the TN visa.
Sure, Anandji, good evening and good evening to my fellow panelists. So, there are a couple of points here, Anandji. First of all, this new point system, etc., will benefit Indian talent in general because our talent is highly educated and hence gets the high salaries. So they will benefit instead of a blind pool. That's for sure. Also, you said rightly, this is going to highly damage the innovation pipeline for the United States themselves. So, it's like shooting themselves in the foot because, I have studied in the US. I went to Massachusetts Institute of Technology, all of that. So I've been to their best places. And, frankly, they lack the math proficiency, the STEM skills that, the foreign students coming in provide. So, you cannot create this STEM pipeline overlying also the K-12 schooling system. So as soon as you start restricting people from working in the US, at least skilled talent, by increasing the H-1B fees, in turn that will stop the students from going to the US. Because after all, everybody is looking for a return on investment, right? An ROI. The US education today is the most expensive in the world, like you pointed out. Even Europe is a fraction of the cost.
Right.
So if you're not allowing them to work, the students will start drying up who are going there. And the entire, I think, US hegemony of technology and innovation is actually built on this talent pool. So as soon as you start drying that up, it's a double whammy for them. And, I recently wrote an article as well where I am arguing that, this is a great news for India. And hopefully this is a brain gain for us.
Brain gain, that you say, not drain, brain gain. The other thing is the likes of Alphabet, Meta, Amazon, Google, all of them have collectively written to the Trump administration already that if you want America to lead the AI race, you have to allow this talent to come here and create in America, because only then there is a sovereign right of the Americans on it or American companies on it. The moment it is done somewhere else, the intellectual rights, the development rights, sovereign rights, they cease to exist for America. And that's a point. So will the Trump administration understand that? Or General Pandey, is this a method to try and squeeze the corporate to say, Mera kya fayda hai? Is this another route to brazen, blatant corruption under the Trump regime?
Yeah, so from Trump to trained manpower, tariff to trained manpower, I think T is becoming a very synonymous thing with US with the current Trump administration, So Trump also does all the trumping part. But let me just, I have a different viewpoint. 1.4 billion people with us. Brain drain is very important for us, right? Because the moment a large section of our intelligent, brilliant people go out, there is enough space for us to occupy by the, I'll not say second day, when you take out cream, So some cream goes out, but a large section of cream remains here. And that is why we survive. We may retain this brain drain which is going out. I was also the same opinion as our fellow panelists that yes, it will be a gain for this thing. But our processes are not designed to enable flowering of this thing. They will get tamped up. They will not get those opportunities which are available. So while Indians, and you look at the contribution to this intellect brilliance pool of US, essentially it used to be the Chinese, Russians and Indians. Today, Indians are about 70% of the people who are into this H-1 visa, B visa, highly accomplished people who are there. The Chinese have started doing one thing. They send people to study, but they pull them back by the levers to start investing in their country because they have made space. So they acquire knowledge and they come back and spend. We are not able to allow that thing to happen in our country. Till the time we can only reap the benefits when we have our place enough in our country to have meritocracy to take shape. Enough research and development system is there. Ecosystem enables to flowering and exploitation of this thing, and it will take time. US has built up entire system of migration, immigration from all over the world. After all, America is not made by red Indians who have been shunned away and killed away and pushed into corner. It has been all migrants who were fighters, survivors. But the generation which our fellow panelists have spoken about, having spent enough time also myself in US, I have realized that the people who are coming from the school education system are not fighters enough. It is again the brilliance of the Indians, Chinese and the Russians who contribute. In fact, if you saw that very famous photograph which came out yesterday of the mass competition which has taken place, there are five children, of which majority were the Chinese, Russian and Indian origin. There is none which is American. So their system of education doesn't produce. Even our children who go out after some time, they also start fading away because the brilliance is not here. Our IITs, our education systems are throwing up those people who go out and power the American R&D, which looks at the future part. So this is one issue. And the second is that if this block happens, please understand the brain and trade will find the easiest path to flourish. So this brain is going to move out to Germany, it will go out to Africa, it will go out to Australia, it will go out to countries which will offer opportunities for this brain to this thing, in case we are not able to offer enough opportunity for our own brilliant minds to actually work here. So it is going to be at the loss of the Americans. But trust me, again like tariff, after all the rant of tariff, what exactly has happened? The system within America is now fighting against American administration.
Correct.
Right? The cost of medical prices are going out. Medical system is going out. So those things will come back and push this government to start finding ways and means, as you already articulated, that the doctors will remain, established practitioners will remain. They just can't do away without it. Otherwise, they will lose the finances because short shoring, offshoring will start happening.
Well,
Eventually, people will cook the books.
But somewhere it just looks like a large Vasuli racket. That a Google says, I want to hire 2,000 employees, I want to get 2,000 people, you want to get 2,000 people, okay, pay $20 million to the Trump fund, to the election fund or to the Republican fund. You contribute this much money, I'll allow you this. Because there is no lottery system now, it's going to be allocated based on needs based. So it somewhere looks like a system is getting corrupted and brazenly so. And Dr. Ranganathan, do you see the nations like Germany or also even the other Commonwealth countries? We got a CETA going with UK. So we may just set up shop in the UK, Australia, all these countries. You go there within 3 years, if you're a highly skilled professional, you're into R&D or developing any of the STEM facilities, they're offering you citizenship. And then an Australian citizen can go apply their wares in the US. So it's a little long routed, but theek hai.
No, absolutely. Good evening, Anand, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, the fact of the matter is, American companies cannot survive without H-1B talent. And in today's world, talent can express itself anywhere. Bangalore, if not Boston, Surat, if not San Fran. Trump, ironically, will help unleash India's potential in a way no Indian leader has. He will end up making India great again. Those filtered out would either work in India or work in American companies who would set up their bases in India. Either way, India would win. Question is, are we ready to absorb the Indian talent? Anand, 25 years ago, America needed India to be Y2K ready. Now, Indians need India to be H-1B ready. Are we? Look, the H-1B visa program has been a cornerstone of America's ascent to global superpower status. Attracting STEM specialists, it has fueled economic dominance, technological breakthroughs and job creation. Without this influx, Anand, America's competitive edge in the global arena would have been non-existent because 5 reasons. Number one, it powered Silicon Valley's tech boom. During the 1990s internet explosion, H-1B workers drove massive growth, expanding the digital economy. Companies like Google and Microsoft owe much of their innovation to such talent. Number two, H-1B holders have founded or led iconic firms. Immigrants on this visa, including leaders at Amazon, Meta, Apple, have built trillion-dollar empires. For example, Amazon secured over 10,000 H-1B visa approvals in recent years, leveraging global expertise to dominate e-commerce and cloud computing. How would it do it, America, if this was not H-1B already? Number three, it filled critical STEM gaps, complementing US workers rather than displacing them. Trump doesn't understand this. Research shows H-1B professionals expand job opportunities for Americans by boosting efficiency and creating roles in systems analysis, programming, and so many other things. For example, data network. This has sustained US leadership in AI, biotech, and cybersecurity. Number 4, economic contributions are immense. H-1B holders and families inject $86 billion annually into the American economy, including $24 billion directly in federal taxes, while owning 300,000 homes and nearly 1 million vehicles, spurring local growth. Number 5, it drives long-term income growth. Expanding H-1B visas could raise national personal income by $146 billion by 2045. Look, scaling down the H-1B visa program would spell death for American superpower trajectory. Conversely, 30 seconds. This would be a boon for India, as I said, the largest H-1B recipient. Scaling down H-1B would redirect talent home, boosting India's tech sector. While short-term remittances drop might sting, of course, long-term benefits include accelerated innovation, startup ecosystems, economic ties strained by US policies. India could actually emerge as a new superpower hub, capitalizing on returned expertise to challenge US dominance. In a sense, the H-1B visa wasn't just a policy, Anand. It was the lifeblood of American greatness. Scaling it down or tweaking it has invited decline, while it will empower emerging powers like India. Question is, as I said, is India ready? H-1B ready?
Ambassador, are we ready? Well, one of the things is we are not willing to pay the kind of salaries that the American companies are ready to pay. The other thing is the attraction of talent happens only when there is a freedom to create, generate, and there is also a focus on R&D. Now, are we as a country ready to, do that? Or are we ready to learn German, Spanish, Swahili, and then start going to those countries?
I believe that given the population figures in India, we have enough for our own needs and more than enough to spare. We have always driven innovation across the world, sir. And let me just also tell you this about India, that whenever things have happened, as far as we are concerned, if we have moved ahead alone, we've changed the world anyway. Indian talent in 150, 160 countries, they are at top levels, etc. What happens is that if Mr. Trump decides that he doesn't want the best talent, the best minds in the world, which are Indian minds, it's going to hurt him very badly, as the other Anand just said a moment ago. It's going to be a very difficult time for them. This transition will be very difficult. How is he going to replace them? As it is, they would have known during the... So this is, it's a different example. But I saw this, I was in the United States when the virus attacked, and then all the supply chains were affected. And we went to buy a refrigerator and they said we'll come back in 6 months, but certain critical components haven't come. The same thing is going to happen at the intellectual level. If you're not able to produce America's leadership, global leadership, innovation, that is going to be badly affected, not tomorrow, but in a few weeks, in a few months, in a few years. America's decline will accelerate intellectually, sir, unless Shri Donald Trump decides he has to revise this very, very poorly thought out policy. That is my conviction. As far as we are concerned, we have enough for our needs given our numbers, given the level of education, given the fact that we have, America's population is 340 million, we have 340 million students. If we're not able to absorb them in India, we are ready to power the intellectual development of the universe.
That we can, but why is it that the Indian American diaspora there is quiet, Ambassador Saab? They are one of the most active contributors to the US GDP. Or are they working in the shadows, silently, behind the scenes?
I believe that some of them would like to ingratiate themselves with the present regime, so will not talk very much. But there are others who are working behind the scenes. 300 billion is what I think they pay in taxes every year, whatever. Again, booting them out is not going to serve anybody's purpose. They'll come back to India, they'll be unhappy, whatever. Ultimately, they are looking for the salaries that we can't afford to pay, sir. My per capita is what, $3,000 a year? United States maybe $20,000 a year. So let's look at it, let's be realistic. And that's also one other issue that I'd like to say, sir, what Trump is trying to do with India, that for us, our partnership with the United States is our most consequential relationship. Right. For the United States, their relationship with India is not the most consequential. So as it is, we are on a weaker wicket when we are we may say that we'll stand up to them, we won't bend, but we understand the realities. I, as a diplomat, understand the reality of the situation. Nevertheless, I do believe that India's intellectual capability will speak for itself. If they don't go to America, they'll go to Europe. Many countries, Finland and Germany and so on, are willing to accept them, welcoming them. And I think America will realize that its loss has been the gain of the other developed nations.
Does Duolingo teach Spanish and German and Finnish, Aditya? Because, if it's not English, then it's these languages. That's what everybody is looking at. But the thing is, we are looking at alternatives again, beyond America, but in that area. But will Canada want to move in? Will Mexico want to attract talent? And will, this nearshoring possibility, is that another big opportunity in that region?
I have a different take, Anandji. I think it's either US or India. All these other countries you mentioned are irrelevant today. India is the fastest major growing economy in the world at 7.8%. We have the third largest startup ecosystem in the world after the United States and China. So people, especially, if we are just talking about STEM talent, then the next best option is India. So I don't think it's these other countries. Secondly, the level of pay or salary levels in India today for the STEM talent is very high. And especially when we factor in the PPP, the purchasing power parity, then the standard of living that one could enjoy in India would be even higher than the United States. I've spent a lot of time in the US. The kind of life you would lead here would be of a higher standard of living. So according to me, it's either US or India. And, just a small point, I love when the status quo has been challenged. So even if now, things are rolled back in the United States, I think the damage has been done. You've scared people off. You've also shown that there is no policy consistency at all. It's changing by the matter of an hour, not even days. So the damage has been done, according to me. And I love when status quos are disturbed because, then opportunities arise. I always say that it's like Sagar Manthan, right? The wish will also come out, Amrit will come out. But this time it's clear to me that Bharat will be drinking the Amrit.
Well, who's going to be holding the poison for the Americans? We'll have to wait and watch, because Trump clearly is stirring up the halahal. On that note, thank you very, very much. Dr. Ranganathan, do stay on with us. But General Pandey, Ambassador Deepak Vora and Aditya Peti, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, quickly, viewers, the Delhi ashram molestation case is sending shockwaves across the capital. Chaitanyanand, alias Parthasarthi of the Sri Sharda Institute of Indian Management, with prior allegations of fraud and molestation. He's got about 5 cases against him already. He is now under police scrutiny with a lookout circular issued to prevent him from fleeing the country. Multiple students have come forward alleging verbal abuse, unwarranted physical contact and coercion, while some staff are also under scrutiny. Now, as the news tightens on Chaitanyanand, his dark past is also in the spotlight. Now, Chaitanyanand Saraswati molested about 15 plus girls in the institute. Those are the charges against him. He verbally abused and subjected students to obscene videos. Unwarranted physical contact with female students has been alleged. Women faculty forced students to comply with his demands. He possessed a luxury car with as many as 10 fake number plates. And the one which is in the front of his car, the UN number plate, is also fake. Now let's take to what the probe has revealed so far. This guy, this Chaitanyanand Parthasarthi, used to summon students at odd hours. He sought sexual favors from students. Wardens sent female students to his room. He threatened students to fail them. Messages from students' phone were deleted by the wardens. There are statements of 32 students that have been recorded so far. 17 students have claimed to have faced abusive language. 17 students claimed unwanted physical advances. CCTV footage from the ashram also currently stands deleted. The lens also turns onto the sleazy chats of this self-styled godman. WhatsApp messages recovered from victims. Messages detail abuse of dozens of women. This guy, he sent lewd text messages that have also emerged. The WhatsApp messages actually show forced physical contact. In chats, victims were lured with foreign trips, wealth. One of the victims threatened with poor marks. Now, Anshul Singh has spoken to one of the top cops who's pursuing this investigation. Listen in.
We received a complaint regarding sexual harassment by students studying in the Sharda Institute of Indian Management, and appropriate sections of BNS were used to register a case.
For how long was this alleged molestation happening inside the institute?
See, the investigation is still under process, so it will not be appropriate for me to give you the exact timeline, and we are proceeding as per law, and the investigation is going as per law.
We're going to take a very, very short break, but when we come back, Navaratri celebrations this time around have also sparked controversy or debate because there are many places which are ensuring that non-Hindus don't enter the field and play of a celebration of Amba, goddess Amba. Stay with us. Is this entire threat of love jihad real?
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
There is a latest flashpoint in the ongoing Rahul Gandhi versus Election Commission drama, where in a recent interview, Rahul Gandhi accused the government of undermining the integrity of India's electoral system. He said that his party's strategy revolves around mass mobilization against this. He also said that he is certain huge parts of the country will not accept a rigged election. The BJP wasted no time in firing back, questioning Gandhi's intentions. BJP leaders argued that his remarks are an attack on the Indian state, calling him, quote, dangerous for the country's democracy.
ये वही राहुल गांधी है जिसने कहा था कि वो इंडियन स्टेट के खिलाफ लड़ना चाहते हैं। क्या इसके बाद कोई प्रमाण चाहिए कि राहुल गांधी का एजेंडा भारत विरोधी और आंबेडकर जी के संविधान विरोधी है? ये एंटाइटल्ड, डायनेस्ट और नेपोकिड किस प्रकार से ईएमआई, इमरजेंसी मानसिकता ऑफ इंदिरा और एंटाइटल्ड मानसिकता का प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं? आज राहुल गांधी का एजेंडा साफ है, क्योंकि उनके आरोपों में कोई दम नहीं है। उनके सो कॉल्ड हाइड्रोजन बम की सुतली बम बनकर हवा निकल चुकी है। तो राहुल गांधी जी अब भारत की संवैधानिक संस्थाओं को सीधे सीधे चैलेंज करने का दावा कर रहे हैं। इसी को कहते हैं इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस, नहीं, एंटी नेशनल कांग्रेस।
Let's now talk about this particular interview of Rahul Gandhi's that is given to Financial Times that is creating all this furor. So the first thing that he has gone on to say is that he has been noticing anomalies in the election system for a while now. He further says that the largest democracy, that is India, is under siege from systemic vote rigging. Further going on to claim that there is a centralized manipulation of voter rolls to steal the polls. He's pointing a direct finger at the ruling dispensation, the Bharatiya Janata Party, the NDA government. The guy at the top of the system, he says, has done it. So he accuses the Chief Election Commissioner for this entire thing, also in turn the Prime Minister. The party's strategy is to challenge the integrity of the electoral system. He's talking about what the Congress party is going to go and do from here on, challenging the integrity of electoral system, he says. And that is by public pressure.
Back live, and even as festivities unfold across the country, there is also controversy. From Madhya Pradesh to Maharashtra and also Gujarat and Rajasthan, the Hindu community have raised concerns over the entry of non-Hindus into the Durga and Garba pandals. And while some states and groups like VHP and Bajrang Dal have demanded a complete ban on the entry, others have called for certain restrictions to be put into place or checks and measures to ensure that an inclusive yet safe atmosphere is ensured. The move has also triggered a big debate. Now, this Navaratri, a communal divide is also stirring controversy. The VHP has issued diktats for Garba events. The first diktat, entry should be only for Hindus. The second diktat, Aadhaar card mandatory for entry. The third, tilak must be applied on the forehead. Fourth, attendees must perform the religious rituals.
भाई माँ दुर्गा की आराधना का पर्व है और जो लोग भारत को अपनी माता नहीं मानते वो आखिरकार माँ दुर्गा को माता कैसे मानेंगे भाई? जो भारत माता की जय नहीं बोल सकते, वंदे मातरम नहीं बोल सकते, उसको मैं अपना भाई कैसे मान लूँगा भाई? और वो माँ दुर्गा की आराधना में कैसे शरीक हो सकता है? किस मन स्थिति से आएगा वो? क्यों आना चाहिए भाई? वो जो आते हैं उनका एकमेव उद्देश्य लव जिहाद होता है।
उसमें सनातनियों का उत्सव है, सनातनियों का त्यौहार है। सनातनियों के उत्सव और त्यौहार में अगर कोई गैर सनातनी प्रवेश करता है और वहाँ कई जगह ऐसी हरकतें हैं कि शिकायत आती है कि वह कोई मनोरंजन के लिए, कोई मौज शौक के लिए आ जाता है, कोई बहन बेटियों को परेशान करने आ जाता है, तो ऐसी प्रवृत्ति के व्यक्ति को तो प्रवेश करना ही नहीं चाहिए। सनातनी उत्सव है तो गैर सनातनी को इस प्रकार का कोई प्रवेश का बनता भी नहीं है। इस बार कुछ पांडाल वालों ने वराह भगवान के बाहर चित्र लगाए हैं, गंगा जल का छींटा दे रहे हैं, माथे पे तिलक लगा रहे हैं, कलावा भी बांधना चाहिए, हमारी परंपरा है, और कई जगह महामारी का प्रसाद भी खिलाया जा रहा है।
भोपाल के अवधपुरी में जय जय श्री राम के नारे लग रहे हैं। पोस्टर, मेन रोड है लेकिन पोस्टर लगे हुए हैं कि गरबे के पंडाल में जिहादियों का आना सख्त मना है, पकड़े जाने पर घर वापसी कराई जाएगी या उचित व्यवस्था की जाएगी। क्या होगी उचित व्यवस्था नहीं पता। और पोस्टर पर देखिए जूते चप्पल बने हुए हैं पोस्टर पे। इसके अलावा ये लगातार नारे लगा रहे हैं। पोस्टर दूसरी तरफ भी है और पोस्टर लगा के भोपाल के अवधपुरी इलाके में यहाँ पर नारे लग रहे हैं। क्या नारे लगा रहे हैं आप? क्या है, क्या मांग है आप लोगों की?
हमारी इतनी सी मांग है, जो गरबा का जो पंडाल है या जो झांकियां होती हैं, ये माता की स्तुति होती है, पूजा की पद्धति होती है। आपकी अगर आस्था नहीं है सनातन में, आपका विश्वास सनातन में नहीं है और आप इस मानसिकता से आते हैं कि यहाँ माताओं बहनों को आप छेड़ेंगे या उनको जाल में फंसा के ले जाएंगे और उनके साथ लव जिहाद जैसी कुरीति को आप अपनाएंगे,
ऐसी आपको प्रत्याशा है? ऐसा आपको लगता है ऐसा होता है?
पूरे आजकल सब जगह यही तो हो रहा है। भोपाल में कई मामले आ चुके हैं, छोटी छोटी बच्चियों को आप बेला फुसला कर ले जा रहे हैं आप, तो ये तो आप एक मानसिकता के साथ आप काम कर रहे हैं।
So here are the steps undertaken by other state governments. 1. In Maharashtra, deity worship and tilak have been mandated for entry in several, if not all, the pandals. The VHP has issued an advisory to organizers to allow only Hindus into the pandals. In Uttar Pradesh, VHP and Bajrang Dal have submitted a request to impose a ban on non-Hindus. Furthermore, some have even demanded for meat to be banned during the Navaratri celebration period. Now, here's why Hindu groups are a little wary, viewers. They claim Garba pandals are often used by non-Hindus to further this love jihad agenda. That is, lure them into conversion. Grooming gangs are all around. That's their worry. Cases of misbehavior, harassment against women during the celebrations have further solidified these concerns. They say Navaratri is a sacred festival and not just a cultural dance and entertainment, and they wish to protect the sanctity of the festival. Furthermore, they say religious and traditional aspects of Navaratri are being diluted by making these festivals highly commercialized. Now, there are some Maulanas who have also advised Muslim boys and girls to stay away because this is against the belief. Because in Navaratri, the puja is done of Ma Amba, and those who are against Buddh Parasti or idol worship should not be present there. There are others who have said, don't try and create trouble there, don't go there and invite, because if you're caught, then it's going to further into, it's going to snowball into a lot of issues and a lot of trouble. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, Nikul Patil and Anila Singh with us. It's not mandated by the states, but there are groups on ground who are saying, check your Aadhaar card, you have to prove that you are a Hindu, we are going to underline your belief. Paridhan or sartorial choices of women have to be traditional costumes. Is this being wary? Is this being careful? Or is it trying to get a little more hard-lined in your approach? Anila Singh, where are you on this?
My Ram Ram to all, and happy Navaratri to all of your audience and viewers. See, I have to say one thing. When we talk about Maharashtra government or Madhya Pradesh government or Uttar Pradesh government, we have Bharatiya Janata Party governments there or NDA governments. And as a Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson, I know one thing very well, that Bharatiya Janata Party is one political party which is not biased towards any of the religion. We stand with the truth, transparency. And whenever we see that that is not prevailing, appeasement is prevailing or some sort of conspiracy of fraudulent is happening, then definitely we raise our voice. So when any minister or the MLA from Maharashtra or the Madhya Pradesh, they say that in pandals, non-Hindus won't be allowed. If any of the non-Hindu comes there, they should show their ID and they should do Shakti Puja, they should put tilak on their forehead, and they should observe each and everything which a true Sanatani does whenever he or she goes to the pandal. So are they ready for it? ऐसा तो नहीं होगा वहां जाकर बोले हमारा धर्म तो इसकी अनुमति नहीं देता है और अनुमति किसी और चीज के लिए टैग प्राइस होता है. Go and you must see that the girl comes from which religion and from which caste. Target that girl. And you should go ahead with the plans of love jihad. So they have got some concrete proofs and evidences. That is why, these governments or the MLAs or the MPs or the ministers, they are saying this thing. I come from Uttar Pradesh. Just 5 more seconds, please. I come from Uttar Pradesh. And my chief minister says, during Navaratras, no non-veg is going to be sold in Uttar Pradesh. I'm very comfortable with that. My chief minister says that you have to display your name in front of your restaurant. I am very comfortable with that. Because any true person coming from any other religion, he or she is not going to have any problem with that. But those who have got something wrong or they have got
let me ask you this. So are these pandals not going to allow Jains, Sikhs, Buddhists, Parsis, or are they going to block all of them? I'm just asking you, or is it largely only for Christians and Muslims?
See, if I talk about Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism, there is no difference in between Sanatan and these 3 religions. They are part and parcel. And if I talk about Christianity, they do not have any such plans of love jihad, at least in our country, to the best of my knowledge, because they themselves say, whether we talk about USA or the UK, they themselves say, oh, our girls are being targeted by the boys of one particular religion, that is like they come from Islamic religion. They say it very categorically.
So that means this is clearly singling out Muslims and a Muslim agenda. I'm asking you.
But
why would a Christian want to do it? So if a Christian wants to come and perform there or play dandiya and participate, you're going to stop that person because he or she does not put a tilak or he or she does not pray?
See, I am 100% sure with the person. And, when I talk about the person, I am hoping and contemplating that both the genders, they want to attend pandals. So, if the person is coming from Christianity or the Islam or any other religion, if they go and do puja, Shakti Puja, they put tilak on their matha and they observe each and everything which a true Sanatani does, they are more than welcome. But one more thing, when we are not allowed to go inside the mosque without covering our head, do we have any problem? We say, okay, fine, we are going to cover our head. Now, if somebody says, okay, you have to show your ID card, from which religion you're coming from, and then you can go ahead, you can do the Shakti Puja and you can play dandiya and all. I just have to say one final thing here, Anand. Like about a month back, a few days back, I do not remember exactly the time tenure. There is one actor in Mumbai, Ali Gowni. He had gone to attend Ganpati Utsav in one of the celebrities' home. And when everybody was dancing and singing Ganpati Bappa Moria, he was not saying anything. He was just clapping there. And when he was trolled, he came on social media and he said, my religion, my Islam doesn't give me permission to do any sort of idol worship. He was very clear about it. And I'm happy that he came forward and he said it. ये ड्रामा नहीं चलेगा ना.
नहीं, but एक बात बताइए, I'm taking some time. But please tell me, how many instances has the VHP or the BJP and the state government found of love jihad at the Garba pandals?
See, if you're going to ask me in statistics, I won't be able to answer. But I know at least in Uttar Pradesh, they have got good amount of numbers.
No, but that's exactly what I'm trying to say. There has to be.
That is why this law has come in.
On the one hand, Nikul Patel there is a social malaise, there is a problem. That is why there is an effect, cause and effect equation. But where is the proof or where is the demonstration of this, that this is happening? That is not very evident. Your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. But over here, the main concern is about the female who is going to be there in the Garba Pandal and her life, what is threatened by love jihad, what the claim is being made by the people who are organizing such events. And we have seen that so many organizers or a part of organizer or even this lighting sound systems are provided by so many non-Hindu people also because they are into business. Right, but over here they are celebrating it all together in the larger interest of the community, and over here they are celebrating Ma Durga means that Navaratri. If the concern is real about the females who are going to be there, I think then definitely it should be a security measures. But by putting some such statements, creating some parameters and putting people some compulsion, I think that may lead to some controversy over a communal division between the society. But definitely if an organizer who is a private organizer feels that they don't want to allow such people into that their own pandals, then they're their own call. But if there is some specific notification or ordinance by the government, then that can be a debatable point. Over here, I would say that by putting such restriction, is the female being secured at all the places, then it's a nice call. But even then, we find that at so many places, females are being molested. Even in Vadodara, we have seen so many such cases that are happening, and that too by Hindu male as well.
See,
to the females who are
whether this kind of a predatory attitude by any particular person is criminally an offence and they should be booked. But if they are trying to but if they are going to try, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, and prey on women with an intent to score on a Hindu girl, that's the mindset, and trap a Hindu girl and try and see what's the count or score that they keep. This is a predatory mindset. But is there proof, or is it's better to be safe than sorry? What is the logic here?
Anand, I have to say this, I'm sorry, with a heavy heart, that the fate of a Hindu is to be born in a divided Hindu family silenced by ridicule, attend a fledgling Hindu school burdened by tax, pray at a crumbling Hindu temple controlled by state, live on a usurped Hindu land claimed by Waqf, and die as a homeless Hindu refugee exiled by neighbor. It is a fact. Hindus are 8th class citizens, victims of minority appeasement that has now transformed from welfare to wokefare to now warfare, Anand. Guilt tripping and self-loathing have been thrust upon the Hindu in equal measure. Look, being a Darwinian atheist, I have no skin in the game, but this much I know. Hinduism has survived 8 millennia because it imbibes the scientific virtues of diversity, empathy, independent thought and reform. In Hinduism, religion is an offshoot of way of life, while in Abrahamic ideologies, way of life is an offshoot of religion. It follows, therefore, that the former is less shackled by rigidity or by rules and diktats and is more mutatable, celebrating diversity of its followers and also those who are not following Hinduism. As always, the source, the fountainhead, dictates the mutability and eagerness to change. In Hinduism, there are sects that promote, they celebrate atheism, Charvaks. There are sects that reject Vedas altogether, Lingayats. How gloriously ironical is that? Rejecting your holy scriptures and yet being proud Hindus. Can this happen in any other religion? Hinduism is an all-accepting, all-questioning idea. It is an open forum, welcoming all. The more the merrier, and that is why it needs to be saved by negating the essence of Hinduism from Hinduism, saying yoga has nothing to do with Hinduism, Onam has nothing to do with Hinduism, Garba has nothing to do with Hinduism. We will end up, if not already, destroying Hinduism. Let me explain. Give me a minute. Number one, Garba celebrates the womb or Garb. Hindus dance around a clay lamp, Garbadi, symbolizing the divine womb ensconced in a body. Muslims expressly forbidden to worship anyone other than Allah. 4062, 1722, 1240, 364, 555 are welcome to dance at the Garba after they worship Ma Durga, Aditi and her womb. Will they? Number two, will you as a Muslim dance at a Hindu festival, respect the God and at the same time believe that no one has the right to be worshipped but Allah, 4062. Those who deny the Quran, their necks will be shackled, 4070. Polytheists, i.e. Hindus, are the worst of creatures, 98.6. Fight against those who do not believe in Allah, fight them until they give jizya, 929. Do not marry the polytheist Hindu women unless they convert, 2221. Those who disbelieve in our verses, we will drive them into a fire, 456. Finally, 3. If you consider this as a celebration, then I want to ask, how many mosques organize the Garba? Also, I, as a scientist, want to celebrate science and visit the Kaaba and inspect what is embedded in its eastern wall, the wondrous black stone, a meteorite fragment that once floated on water. But I am not allowed to, as I am not a Muslim. Should I hate Muslims for not allowing me to celebrate science? No. Look, the same issue, Anand, 30 seconds, cropped up recently, as you know, concerning a Muslim invited to inaugurate a revered Hindu festival. Personally, I had no issues with it, provided Banu Mushtaq, a proud Muslim, denied the kalma that asserts there is no other God but Allah, the azan that asserts no other deity can be worshipped, the Quran that asserts death and destruction on idolaters. She is then free to inaugurate any festival celebrating Hindu gods. The camel has begun to sneak into the Hindu tent, Anand. An open sky awaits.
Well, there is merit in what the arguments that you make. I'm not saying no, but to try, is this fear mongering or is this safeguarding? That's one question. The other thing Anila Singh is that if Muslim men were to come with Muslim women to a Garba, why is it that largely it's the men folk that are being talked about? Right. We don't see Muslim women there, but if they come together and they want to perform, they want to play, and they don't have a problem if Ma Amba is being celebrated and if there is a celebration. We don't see Muslim women come outright or men folk coming with the Muslim women folk saying we all want to participate. If a family does that, then should they be stopped or should they be allowed? Anila Singh.
So you very well said that we do not see Muslim girls and women there participating in Garba and Dandiya. They don't come. All right, they are not allowed to come. Why only boys and men? So you can understand, it is not a rocket science to understand why they want to participate in Garba and Dandiya festival. Secondly, as I mentioned, if they are ready to put tilak on their forehead, if they are ready to do Shakti Puja, Bhagwati Puja, they are more than welcome, but they have to do these all things. They have to show their respect towards our goddesses. फिर उसके लिए कहते हैं भाई हम तो आइडल वर्शिप करते नहीं है, वो तो काफिर लोग करते हैं. आप काफिर नहीं हो तो फिर आप क्यों हमारे पंडाल में आना चाहते हो, क्यों नाचना चाहते हो भाई? आप ऑर्गेनाइज कराओ ना, पंडाल ऑर्गेनाइज कराओ और वहां हम जाके नाचेंगे, आप भी नाचो. वी आर रेडी फॉर दैट, बट दे विल नॉट डू. Abhi, I was listening to Mr. Patel. Like for them it is an appeasement politics. But we know his leader, he is हमें शक्ति को खत्म करना है, हमको शक्ति को मारना है.
What he said is that if a private organizer makes it a rule, then it is within their right because they are private organizers. But if a state announces a diktat, then they will have an argument because the state cannot push out a diktat like that. That's what his argument. That's what his argument.
Can I make one statement here, please? All right. Just now you said that if a private organizer, he organizes the function and he can, he put forward his rules that anybody who wants to participate in the function, he or she has to follow this.
Right.
But the state government cannot dictate the diktat. But it is a responsibility of any sensible state government to take care of law and order in its state.
Correct. Law and order is a different point. Yes. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan and then Nikul Patel. Yeah, quickly.
I go by simple logic. Anila Singh ji is very right, and I have also provided a lot of evidences why, what is happening as a logic and rationale behind it. But I go by a very, very simple logic. And that logic is as follows. If I want to go and respect and celebrate a Hindu god, how can I do that if I condone or do not condemn the destruction of Hindus and their gods? The two things cannot go together, Anand. It's just simple logic. Let me extend it so that the Congress supporters can understand it.
Right.
And you please extract an answer from my good friend Nikul ji on this. If I do not condemn what is written in scriptures, some scriptures saying that molten lead should be poured into a certain sect of Hindus if they so much as hear the Hindus, and I do not condemn it, I condone it, and I go and attend a Dalit festival. Would that be okay? It's a simple question, yaar. Idhar udhar ki baatein mat karo. How can two things exist at the same time?
Right. And okay. Way over time, we've got another news point on this. We'll try and take this forward. Nikul Patel, apologies, I can't come back to you. We've got just an update coming in on the Navaratri festivals. We've got to wind this up. Navaratri in Bharat is not just about devotion and dance, it's also a festival of fashion. When it comes to festive styles, you can set the bar as high as Mrs. Nita Ambani. So there is tradition, there is bhakti, there is style, devotion, but also a certain amount of style. The Ambani family's Navaratri celebrations are heartfelt tribute to devotion, tradition, and more importantly, togetherness. From the sacred rhythm of the Aarti to the joyful beats of Garba and beautifully handcrafted decor, every element honored the goddess and showcased the craftsmanship of skilled artisans from Gujarat. This is Bharatiya fashion, Bharatiya style, all about Gujarat, the beautiful Nita Ambani offering a soulful ode to the Divine Mother with her special performance soaked in faith and festivity.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
There is a latest flashpoint in the ongoing Rahul Gandhi versus Election Commission drama, where in a recent interview, Rahul Gandhi accused the government of undermining the integrity of India's electoral system. He said that his party's strategy revolves around mass mobilization against this. He also said that he is certain huge parts of the country will not accept a rigged election. The BJP wasted no time in firing back, questioning Gandhi's intentions. BJP leaders argued that his remarks are an attack on the Indian state, calling him, quote, dangerous for the country's democracy.
ये वही राहुल गांधी है जिसने कहा था कि वो इंडियन स्टेट के खिलाफ लड़ना चाहते हैं। क्या इसके बाद कोई प्रमाण चाहिए कि राहुल गांधी का एजेंडा भारत विरोधी और आम्बेडकर जी के संविधान विरोधी है? ये एंटाइटल्ड, डायनेस्ट और नेपोकिड किस प्रकार से ईएमआई, इमरजेंसी मानसिकता ऑफ इंदिरा और एंटाइटल्ड मानसिकता का प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं? आज राहुल गांधी का एजेंडा साफ है, क्योंकि उनके आरोपों में कोई दम नहीं है। उनके सो कॉल्ड हाइड्रोजन बम की सुतली बम बनकर हवा निकल चुकी है। तो राहुल गांधी जी अब भारत की संवैधानिक संस्थाओं को सीधे सीधे चैलेंज करने का दावा कर रहे हैं। इसी को कहते हैं इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस, नहीं, एंटी नेशनल कांग्रेस।
Let's now talk about this particular interview of Rahul Gandhi's that is given to Financial Times that is creating all this furor. So the first thing that he has gone on to say is that he has been noticing anomalies in the election system for a while now. He further says that the largest democracy, that is India, is under siege from systemic vote rigging. Further going on to claim that there is a centralized manipulation of voter rolls to steal the polls. He's pointing a direct finger at the ruling dispensation, the Bharatiya Janata Party, the NDA government. The guy at the top of the system, he says, has done it. So he accuses the Chief Election Commissioner for this entire thing, also in turn the Prime Minister. The party's strategy is to challenge the integrity of the electoral system. He's talking about what the Congress party is going to go and do from here on, challenging the integrity of electoral system, he says. And that is by public pressure. So these are the claims that were made in this particular interview by Rahul Gandhi. Now, after this interview, BJP is now tearing into the Congress, and this is what their line of attack is. Attack number one, proof of Rahul and Congress's anti-India agenda. This is what the Bharatiya Janata Party is claiming. The second attack is that this is a bid by the Congress party and Rahul Gandhi to engineer distrust amongst the voters and the entire electoral system. He's trying to fish for some amount of discord, says the BJP. The third attack that the BJP is in fact pointing at the Congress party is that the Indian National Congress, or as they term it, the Anti-National Congress. That is what the party stands for as per the BJP. The fourth attack, Rahul Gandhi is dangerous for India's democracy. They further go on to claim that all of this that Rahul Gandhi has said is a clear proof that he is against the Indian state. My colleague Pallavi Ghosh is now joining us on the broadcast. Pallavi, war of words obviously is ensuing, but the way BJP is going to take this attack forward, what has been the Congress's defense so far?
See, the Congress has been maintaining that we've given substantial proof. In fact, Rahul Gandhi has repeatedly made the point that I have done 2 press conferences, which have been a tell-all press conference with all the facts and figures. And I remember the last press conference, he said it very, very clearly that I have 100% bulletproof evidence to show that there indeed has been a compromise as far as the functioning of the Election Commission is concerned. And therefore, as far as the Congress is concerned and Rahul Gandhi per se are concerned, they don't think that they need to be apologetic. In fact, that's one main reason why they have refused to sign any kind of an affidavit, something which the Congress president also made a reference to a short while back in his opening speech. You know, the venue, choosing Patna, that's where his voter Adhikar Yatra ended. And also the fact is that Bihar elections are coming up. These are all multiple reasons why one realizes that at least in the Bihar elections, the voter Adhikar or the compromise by the Election Commission is going to be the core political issue for the Congress. For the BJP, in case they win the elections, they're going to look at it once and for all, Griha, a closure on these kind of allegations and narratives coming in from Rahul Gandhi.
Right, do stay on with us, Pallavi. We also have our colleague Payal Mehta now joining us. Payal, about BJP's line of attack. They are...
Good evening. You're watching Brass Tacks. I'm Zakir Jacob. Leader of the opposition, Rahul Gandhi, has given an interview to the Financial Times newspaper in the UK, where he has said that we've been noticing anomalies in the election system. The largest democracy in the world, Mr. Gandhi says, is under siege from systemic vote rigging. He also says that the Congress party and the rest of the India bloc, the opposition alliance, their strategy